This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Brandon J. McLaren. I play Buckley on Snowfall, and I'm coming up on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Check it out.
This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Brandon J. McLaren. I play Buckley on Snowfall, and I'm coming up on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Check it out.
Looking for the most beers on tap?
Great steaks, great staff. Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hayes sent you.
Turn it up.
The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. I never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike are taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down.
They just started shooting. Now the up in the back. One of them ran. One of them repeated me to stop. He had a gun in his hand. He was turning back to fire.
You gonna shoot me? If it meant me getting my fucking money back, I would kill you 10 times over. Now you are gonna make that call.
Drop the piece to it now.
You were saying? Fuck you.
You want him done? Just say the word.
So what's next for Snowfall? And
I believe Snowfall, there's one more season left, right? Season 6 is going to be the final season. I think it starts shooting sometime in September, I heard. I haven't heard what's going to happen with Buckley. My hope is that he'll still be in it heavily. It's funny, man. Like when I started the show, like the first 2 episodes I did, I was like, this guy's going to die. Like, because Buckley comes in so hot, you know what I mean? Like he just starts off like nuts. Like there's no slow builds. He just starts off on a 10. And I was like, there's no way this guy's going to survive. And I didn't know until I read the final episode. And I was like, what a dope ending. So I'm excited to hopefully be a part of season 6.
Yeah, I believe you are. We've seen how it ended, and they got to follow up on the murder.
Yeah, like I don't see how it's gonna just end like that. So yeah, I'm excited, man, and I think this season's just gonna be mayhem. Like I just think everything is gonna go, like everything's gonna burn down. You know what I mean? Nobody's safe.
I hope
nobody's safe at this point. For real.
I hope there's 20 episodes.
I know, that would be nice. I think they're only doing like 10 for the last one. Maybe they'll do like 12, like a little special.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be the best season yet.
Right. Speaking of Snowfall, man, like if Buckley could be in one type of scene on the last season, what would it be? Because they had some crazy scenes.
Yo, man.
What you think would fit?
I mean, listen, like, I just see, like, like the Scarface scene where he just goes out just blazing, like, like, I just kind of see that for Buckley. Like, he's just so far gone, like, he doesn't have much left to care about, unfortunately. So, yeah, I see something like that.
But this is what I said, though. If the last episodes or like the last season, remember some of the seasons, like, all right, Like, for instance, like, I think I can see Buckley in the one whenever they spiked the fucking punch and everybody was all high. You know what I mean? What like those type of scenes? Like, what do you think Buckley could have been in? You think he would have been in that type of scene whenever they spiked the punch and stuff? You know what I mean?
Buckley, because you know, like what's cool about Buckley, I think, is that like it was just him and Aunt Louie for the entire season. Mm-hmm. Like he really wasn't part of anybody else's world. A little bit with Jerome, but you could tell him and Jerome don't really mesh, right? So what I think would be cool in season 6 is if Buckley sort of like gets introduced to the rest of the world, you know, and it's not just him and Louis, but he becomes part of the rest of the world. I think that's really cool. And obviously you saw how it ended, man. He had a gun to Damson's head. So things are gonna like he's invested now. He's in all the way. You know what I mean?
Right. And speaking of, you know, Damson, man, like how is it working with a young actor like him, Damson?
I mean, he
does shit.
I only did that one scene with him. You know what I mean? So like I met him once in the trailers, but that whole season I only had that one little pop at the end. Right. So it's wild, but yeah, hopefully, you know, in season 6, you know, I'll get to work with him more because he's fantastic. He's so great. And I think the world is just now starting to see how good he was. I think the first 4 seasons, people were kind of sleeping on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's actually got a strong English accent, I believe. And Dub C, the rapper, was helping train him.
Yeah, no, he's British. Yeah, he has a very strong British accent. But you know what? You would never know. If you don't know, you wouldn't know. You know what I mean?
I never even realized till I started reading and seeing interviews outside of the show.
Yeah, which is pretty great. It's a testament to his talent for sure.
If they were making a movie about your life, who would you want to play you?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Oh, man. I don't even know enough like younger actors to even say, to be honest with you.
Like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll take that. That's great. Yeah.
So, and speaking of, you know, Jerome, man, like working with, what's that? Amin? Or what's his name?
Yeah, Amin Joseph.
Amin Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, he's a total, you know, a great actor too, like playing Jerome. Like, how's it working with him? Because, you know, he worked with The Rock on, I think, what was it? I forgot what.
He's funny. What movie. He's funny. He's got lots of funny stuff.
Right. He got lots of funny stuff, man. Like, coming working with him. How does it work good working with him?
Amin's great, man. Like, Amin doesn't play, man. Amin's there to work. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, like, and so I appreciate him for this, but like, you know, like him and my character aren't really supposed to like deal with each other. And like, he didn't give me no breaks, man. So he made me work for every little inch in every scene. And I appreciate that for him because iron sharpens iron. But it's like great because like, you know, there's nothing better as an actor to like when you show up to set and the other actor is super prepared and it's like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, It's kind of like that. And that's what it was like with him every time. And it was so much fun.
How did they go about finding you to be on the show, or did you have to apply?
Yeah, I auditioned like everybody else. I sent a tape in, kind of like just pretty standard stuff. And it was funny because I was actually working on The Rookie at the time. And so there was like a couple weeks where I was doing both shows at once, which was kind of wild. You know what I mean? Because they're kind of different. But no, like, yeah, they were great, man. Like I said, they let me like keep my hair. They wigged me. And that was like, yeah, it was probably one of the best acted shows I've ever been on. I remember like when I first got it, I watched the first 2 seasons and I had to stop because I was like, I don't want to get too influenced before I get into the show, before I start acting on it. You know what I mean? I was like, let me just stop and like clear my head so I can like go into the show with like a clear slate and kind of bring my ideas in instead of like, because if you watch too much of it, you're going to start to copy people, you know what I mean, that you like. And I was like, I got to stop and got to like just come in fresh and just do my thing.
What's some words of wisdom for the young actors? or accuracy?
Like, don't worry about becoming a great actor. Don't worry about your Instagram followers or, worry about just being a great actor, because at the end of the day, man, like, what sustains you over a 20 or 30 year career sample size is being able to show up and do the job well. You can have little hits of fame and success here and there, but what gives you like a career is like a proper toolkit and a skill set that you have to develop. So just worry about becoming the best actor you can, and everything else will fall into place.
You have a charity as well, or something along those lines, right?
Yeah. So I work with the charity in Grenada. That's where my dad is from. I ran the New York Marathon a couple years ago to raise money for them. Unfortunately, I can't run it this year, but I'm still trying to raise money. I think I'm going to be shooting Snowfall during that time. That's why I can't run. But it's really near and dear to my heart. What we do is we essentially have like programs for kids who grew up as orphans on the island. We try to transition them out of their government living situations and trying to make them positive individuals in society. So Grenada is really important to me, and so it's important that I can go back and try to give back, because I've been given so much opportunity that a lot of these kids haven't been.
Well, shoot one then. Shoot one more.
Yeah, I got you one more for you, man. And you was just talking about music now, right? And you just talked about De La Soul. Like, when you have these roles, what's in your playlist? You know what I'm saying? To get you sometimes or what's just in your playlist?
That's a good one.
I mean, it depends, man. I do have I have a certain sort of like 4 or 5 go-to songs. If I need to get emotional, like, I know those ones will just, every time it'll get me. I'm not going to tell it to you because
of course.
But yeah, I think those are like things that little tools that actors I think always have that they don't always work, but it's good to have them because sometimes you need them. And when there's chaos going around you and people are fixing lights and the director's screaming, you got to be able to kind of like center yourself and tap into something. But right now, man, I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing really in my playlist right now. I kind of go back and forth with music. I listen to a lot of sports radio, oddly enough. I love Levitard. I'm a Levitard fan. Okay. He's my guy. I haven't really listened to a lot of music lately, but I was telling Hayes that after this show is done, me and my brother are going to go back and start recording again. So I'm sure I'll pick up some stuff between now and then. Yeah.
So what would you say the genre is that you like then?
Oh, man, it depends, man.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I'm a guy, like if I hear a song in the gym I like, or if I'm at a coffee shop I like, add. And so the playlist just becomes so eclectic because anything I just kind of like catches me, I'll be like, add. And then I just like, let's do it on mix. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's how mine is too. You Shazam it wherever you are, and then
and like if it's something catches me, I just add it, and then it might be 6 months until I hear that song again. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this. So I think that's like for me, like that's the easiest way because like as you grow older, man, like I just don't have the bandwidth to like focus on. Like I only have so many things I can focus on in my day.
You can focus on right. So Shazam or Google or whatever you need to, scan it. I understand that too. So because I do that too. I used to have a million songs in my head, and then I'd be like, "Yo,
man, can't do that no more."
Yeah, I can't do that no more.
Yeah. These young kids don't understand the struggle of having to fit 18 songs on a CD and burning it.
Right.
Dude, I remember like going down to like there was like a little record store on Granville Street where like they had hip hop and like taking the SkyTrain down there just to get like any kind of new hip hop. Like you just couldn't get it. Yeah, these kids don't. These kids are, look at us sound like old man.
Right. Hey, it took a while to get this way, and now we're like, well, we're there now, because I remember the times that we used to, had to burn CDs or had to go to the record store or had to remember we used to have our moms or dads had to tell them, hey man, can you take us to the record store real quick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, you know what I'm saying? We just like, yo, man, I wish we had those again, like Blockbuster and all that, you know what I mean? Like, shoot,
you had to work for it, man. That shit meant something.
Yeah.
Right, it did, for real.
Yeah. So we can let them get going now, and we had a good chat with you. It's late, you're on the East Coast, so
thank you guys. Hey man, I appreciate you guys watching the show. I appreciate the conversation. Thank you, and we'll be in touch, man.